could droids be Force sensitive? All life was connected to the Force through midichlorians, tiny lifeforms that resided within the cells of every living thing. Droids, on the other hand, were not made up of cells, and therefore were not gifted with the Force. However, there were some exceptions to this that were considered by many, including the Jedi Order, to be Force-sensitive droids. As we know, crystals held a great affinity for the Force, with Kyber crystals being the best example of this. In fact, it was often described that the Kyber crystal seemed to have some form of living sentience and autonomy, despite having, as far as we know, no midichlorians. However, Kyber crystals were not the only crystal that was said to be alive or have a connection to the Force. On the planet Orax, silicon crystals known as shards gained sentience and self-awareness. These shards were able to think and communicate with other members of their species through faint pulses of light that acted as signals. The shards had no senses or perception of time. In fact, it would often take many centuries for collections of these creatures to come to a decision on anything. A few decades before the Clone Wars, these inorganic crystals were found to be sentient by a group of scientists. Due to their similarities to droids, methods were soon developed to communicate with them using pulses of light. The scientists soon worked out how to install the shards into droid hosts, providing the inorganic shards with a perception of time and knowledge of the world around them for the first time. This was a momentous day for the shards. To them, it was tantamount to discovering a completely new dimension. The shards that left diverged quickly from the collectivist tendencies of their species, becoming insatiably curious and eager to learn about the galaxy. In 60 BBY, a Jedi Master named Aquinos heard about this new discovery. Aquinos had been cast out of the Jedi for the heretical belief that droids had feelings and therefore should not be used as slaves. Aquinos met with a shard named Ilan and her 12 children, all of which were Force sensitive. Aquinos installed them into Juggernaut war droids, Flitch series battle droids, and All-Shos justice droids, teaching them the ways of the Force and the Jedi. Now known as Iron Knights, they became near-perfect Jedi due to their species' innate patience and lack of desire for power. The Iron Knights fought alongside Mace Windu during the Arcanian Revolution, but the Jedi High Council were horrified by them, refusing to accept the droids into the Order. Fortunately for the Iron Knights, their banishment by the Jedi saved them from Order 66, remaining hidden on the planet of Dweem during the Imperial reign. Droids were completely banned from their homeworld to prevent undercover shards from starting a rebellion, as the Empire brutally exploited the planet. After the fall of the Empire, the Iron Knights were accepted into the Jedi Order by Luke Skywalker, who refused to see them as any different to organics. The Iron Knights eventually went on to combat the Yuzhan Vong alongside the Jedi Grand Master. So while these beings were not strictly droids and could be considered as inorganic cyborgs, they're the closest thing to a Force-sensitive droid that we know of, and were considered as such by the Jedi Order. I personally love the idea of the Iron Knights, as I think they're just so different to anything else in Star Wars. But what do you guys think? Are they dumb or cool? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching guys, and as always, may the Force be with you.